mentioned how like projects like yours encourage like knowledge like sharing, encourage memory sharing. But why is that important?
Wait, are you still filming? Well, I think a lot of the presentations today talked about the fact that heritage, like people connect to heritage material because it reminds them of their former family, of former living situations. It's memory material, even if it's relatively contemporary, like the stuff that we have on the web. So it facilitates socialization, community building. You know, it's an important part of who we are.
Brilliant. And what are like the biggest challenges facing like internet archiving, and how do you think you can kind of overcome these?
Well, one is sort of the platformization, and the walled garden is the term that they use in the US, which is that you can't even get into the platform to archive it. So a lot of Facebook is behind passwords. Facebook is very worried about security, so they're not very friendly to crawling or archiving when we're trying to do it at scale, and so we get blocked and things like that. But I think in a larger cultural or technical sense, it's that the web is getting more cloistered into its little nodes and little walled gardens and gated communities, and it's really losing its openness that it had originally. So that's a trend that you can't solve with a piece of technology, and you can't really solve with a collaboration.
No.
It's like a social, political, economic trends that people are getting into more silos, and the web is, driving some of that, but also responding to it. So, yes. And, things like net neutrality in the US, which is that broadband access providers can prioritize some content and block other types of content. So all of a sudden, you have a Wi-Fi and you can access anything. Might not always be true. So whoever is your internet access provider can start to manage and determine what you see, and that will be driven by corporate interest or ads or all sorts of horrible non-open things. Yeah, so just not just the openness of the platforms, just the openness of the whole web. Yeah.
Cool. And finally, what's been your highlight of today?
I was amazed to see the number of local time machines. I had no idea that they had so many little nodes already sprouted up. And so, that's impressive, but what's exciting about it is that they can start working towards a networked approach in a way that they have achieved really quickly. So most projects that are trying to do things at this scale, that sort of both community momentum and actual networked work takes a lot longer to get going. So people see the potential and the value, and so that's exciting to see. So it's like in a nascent stage, it's growing quickly, which means that it'll actually become something.
Fingers crossed.
Yep.
Well, thank you so much.
Sure
for your
thing.
time.
Thanks
Really
for having me.
appreciate that. It's